All right, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. So I'm getting ready for game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals here, but I wanted to give a huge shout out to my main man, Sam Koch. Thank you for everything you've done for the city of Baltimore over these past 16 years. One of the greatest punters of all time, model of consistency, nothing but greatness. You always came out here and helped us when we needed it, when we needed you to kick that thing. Just punt that thing 50 yards. You can do it. Punt it 60. You can do it. Man was clutch. My favorite play from you isn't even the play of you punting the ball, but that moment in that clip of you just holding onto the football in the end zone in Super Bowl 47 and just killing the clock. I loved it because I didn't even think that was going to happen. I'm just thinking, okay, Sam's really got to beam this thing down there. Like, he's really got to punt this from the end zone. If he can get this past the 50, that's a good place. But instead, he just holds on to the football, and I'm just yelling like, keep moving, stay in bounds, but keep moving. No one sees you. But, yeah, that's always going to be my favorite moment from Sam. I'm glad he was a part of that Super Bowl team, you know. He's just been great. He's been great. I'm glad he got his championship. 16 years, got to play with some great players. And, you know, a lot of these guys showed up for the tribute, just thanking him. And there's nothing else I could really say about Sam other than he's one of the greatest punters of all time. Legend, complete legend. When you think about punters, when you think about how to be effective as a punter, everything you need to do as a punter, you look at a guy like Sam Koch and say, that's the model of consistency you want to be when you're a punter. And, of course, everyone looks at him and says, it's just a punter. But punters really do affect the game. If they can put your opponents in terrible field position, you got a great chance to make stops with your defense. And Sam was consistently doing that for years on end. One of the original members of the Wolfpack, that trio was deadly. They always showed up. They always played well. They always did their job. They were always consistent. And I'm never going to forget what this man did for Baltimore. Baltimore is never going to forget what you did for them. So congrats on retirement. But the funny thing about it is, Sam Koch is such a GOAT. He's such a legend that he retired and then got rehired at the same time. Homeboy announced his retirement, and then they had the press conference officially announcing that Sam Koch will be joining the special team coaching unit to help coach up our young punter. That's just GOAT moves. Continuing the tradition, continuing the level of consistency, continuing the level of greatness, trying to keep that in the organization. You know, he already came out and said he's trying to make our new punter the next great punter in Baltimore, and I believe he will. I love it. He goes from retiring to immediately joining the coaching staff. And the funny thing about it is, when they first announced this today that he was retiring and the video came out, I'm thinking, man, Sam's really done. I hope he can come back and be a part of our special teams coaching staff because he could really help our punter. Give him some pointers, help train him up so that he's ready for that position. I hope he joins our coaching staff. And then the press conference comes and it's like, yeah, he officially joins our coaching staff. That's what I want to see. That's exactly what I want to see. But we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you, Sam. I know you're going to do a great job as a coach. You're definitely going to help our young punter out. And, of course, that definitely makes sense now, at least in terms of them drafting a punter. Because when draft night happened, everyone was like, why did they draft a punter? And people were very confused. And when I saw that, I was like, drafting a punter at this? What was it, the 4th round when we drafted the punter? I was like, drafting a punter. Interesting. I'm not exactly sure I like that. But them drafting a punter means Sam's either about to retire or they're about to release him. It was one of the two. But the minute we drafted a punter, we knew Sam's time in Baltimore as our punter was going to be done. Whether he was going to retire or whether they were going to release him, it was one of the two. I guess that means, considering the fact that they already drafted him, I guess he told them way before the draft that he was going to retire. So they're like, okay, we got to replace Sam's position with a new punter, which is why they got him, obviously. But yeah, I'm glad he's joining the coaching staff. Special teams has always been a great unit, and I expect them to continue to be a great unit. And yeah, it is what it is. Now, with Sam gone, there's only one. There's only one man that is left on the roster as an active player that was on that Super Bowl team. Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker's the only one that is left, at least at this point. You know, it's just him now. He's just the veteran. He's the last remnant of that 2012 Ravens Super Bowl team. But, you know, it is what it is. Sam, we appreciate you. Thank you for everything you did in Baltimore. I know you're going to be great as a coach. You're going to help out our young punter. And just, you know, teach him the ropes and teach him what he needs to do in order to be effective on this stage. Because, you know, you could be a punter in high school and you could be a punter in college. It doesn't mean you're going to be able to successfully be a punter in the pros. Because some guys just don't make it. The difference between college and the pros is just different. Even with the punting position. Hell, the same is said with the kicking position. You'll see guys that can just make kicks all throughout college, and then they come to the NFL and they just can't make the kicks. It happens. So I know Sam is going to do a great job in helping our guy out, getting him ready and getting him prepared to be able to, you know, do his job effectively. And that's great. That's definitely great. But yeah, once again, I can't give any more credit to Sam Koch on an amazing career. 16 years in Baltimore. Got to play with some great legends. And yeah, you were always great. You were always consistent. You always did your job. You always came out here and showcase what you can do. Especially with throwing the ball too, because, I mean, he was our emergency quarterback. And the one thing that definitely kind of hurts me is that he didn't have that perfect passer rating. That one incompletion, man, that kind of hurts. Because a lot of us would have loved if Sam Koch would have retired with a perfect passer rating. That would have been beautiful. I've been like, man, that's the greatest quarterback of all time. We would have been making jokes like that. But, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. Sam, you know, he's got a hell of an arm when we need him. He's one of the greatest punters of all time. And he was just consistent. He did his job. He did what he needed to do, and you can't ask any more of your guy. But, of course, he was getting up there in age. You knew he was getting up there in age. At some point, we were going to have to replace him, and that, especially because, you know, it was like Koch is gone, too. When Koch left, I was like, oh, man, Morgan's gone. It's only a matter of time before Sam comes out, too, and he's like, I'm retiring, I'm out. It's either that or boom, they're going to release him. It was one of the two. Either he was going to get released soon or he was going to retire. In this situation, he retired. So, yeah, it's a bit of a sombering tone to know that we're losing out on Sam, you know. But at the end of the day, he'll be on the coaching staff. His career is solidified, and he'll help our new punter to hopefully be the next great Ravens punter. So, you know, I'm excited to see what we can do there because, good Lord, if we can really, you know, get this punting situation set up really good and really efficiently, we can put our defense in a good position to try and hurt these guys. You know, we're not here to talk about that. Anyway, that's really all I got to say. Once again, congratulations on retirement, Sam Koch. Congratulations on the new coaching position at the same time. Thank you for everything you've done as a player for 16 years. And we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. With that being said, that's all I've got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.